If you're moderately familiar with my channel, you would know that I have a slight dislike of Matt Tifft.
God fucking damn it, Matt Tifft! You fucking absolute failure of a fucking driver!
Tift's career may be in jeopardy as he suffered a seizure before the Martinsville race and was forced to miss the event and the rest of the 2019 season. There's every chance in the world that Tifft will be forced to also miss the opening of the 2020 season, and perhaps maybe even the whole season due to this seizure. I'm normally not one to rub salt into the wounds of any driver, even the ones I dislike. So I'm instead here to chronicle what is probably going to end up being the career highlight of Matt Tifft, and it just so happens to be his Truck Series debut race. The 2014 Kroger 200 at, ironically, Martinsville. So Darrell Wallace Jr. had the pole in this race and led for a lot of the first run. Ryan Blaney and Matt Crafton, who were the top two in the standings, spent a lot of the race battling near the front. Tifft spent a lot of the first quarter of the race in about the 16th to 19th place range. His race would take a slight turn, however, when he was involved in a caution with who else but Brandon Jones. Jones, being the racing genius he is, made it 3 wide with Tifft and Cole Custer and pretty much took himself out off the nose of the Zero truck.
That's not going to work. Cole comes down the hill. They make contact. Matt Tifft. Watch Matt Tifft go through there in the Zero.
Impressive move from Matt Tifft in the Zero, who's making his career debut today here at Martinsville.
After this incident, Tifft found himself outside the top 20 for the remainder of the first half of the race. Then a caution came out at lap 101 of 200, and an extended caution period led to differing strategies out front. Eventually, when everything settled out and the restart came, it would be Austin Hill for Ricky Benton and Peyton Sellers for Kevin Sewinski. Yeah, that's good enough. Restarting on the front row. And back in row number 4 was Tifft. Wasn't a great restart for Tifft, who was immediately hounded by early leader Johnny Sauter, and Tifft would finally settle around just outside the top 10 in 13th. But Tifft continued losing spots every couple of laps until a caution with under 70 to go brought the field to a halt once again. Tifft would restart outside the top 20 as the field came to green, but an oil leak on the track caused the next caution, which would impact not only the race but the championship in 2014 as well. Several big-name drivers spun in this incident, and with the final round of pit stops already concluded, it would be difficult for those drivers to make up the difference. Tifft, however, squeezed right through the carnage.
People spinning in front of him, people spinning behind him, and he just slips right through.
On the next restart, Tifft was lined up in the 16th position, and a couple of laps later, the next caution would come out right in front of Tifft as everyone's favorite chicken man was dumped by a ginger. This would give Tifft another couple of positions for the next restart. After a 15-minute red flag, a couple of drivers in front of Tifft pit, and when the running order sorted out, he found himself in 11th with 42 laps to go. He spent a fair amount of time in the top 10 during this run, which included a caution for Gray Galding, but with around 25 to go, Tifft began dropping down the top 15. As a cutthroat battle for the win between Johnny Sauter, Bubba Wallace, and Herman Quiroga took place out front, Tifft was struggling to hang on to his ailing Zero truck. However, a desperation move in traffic by Quiroga to make it 4 wide down the backstretch with under 15 to go brought out the caution for the 11th and final time in the race. In the confusion, Tifft jumped a couple of spots before the caution was waived, and he found himself on the inside of row 6 on the final restart of the race. In the first corner after the restart, 2 trucks made contact and dropped back, and Tifft drove right underneath both of them, putting him into 9th with 6 laps to go. John Hunter Nemechek, getting loose in 3 and 4 on the same lap, slowed down the pack behind him and allowed some separation from Tifft and the rest of the top 10. His final pass of the day would come as the field neared the white flag. Tifft took the 8th position away from the Canadian Alex Gannett and would come to the checkered flag and take home his first top 10 in his first career Truck Series race. On Racing Reference, the Zero truck ownership was listed as Christopher Long, but the sponsorship is listed as BJ McLeod Motorsports. So, which is it? In any case, this finish stands as Christopher Long's only top 10, and BJ McLeod Motorsports doesn't officially have a start in the Truck Series on Racing Reference, but this race in 2014 came 3 years before Jeff Green's top 10 in Xfinity, which gave McLeod his first top 10 in Xfinity. We all know how Tifft underperformed in top-tier equipment after this race, which makes this race in 2014 a bit of an outlier in terms of his statistics. After looking back at the full race and analyzing cautions and how Tifft avoided a lot of trouble that day, this race can definitely be considered a lucky finish for Tifft, as he rode the majority of the race in around the 18th position before a rash of cautions took out cars that had been outperforming him all day. But, at the end of the day, this is still an 8th place finish in his first career truck start for a majorly underfunded team. It's still a top 10 in the truck series. Which is more than my guy can say he's got.
What the fuck is happening right now? Hello? Come on, Vito. Yes. Yes. No. Yes. Maybe. All right. Here we go. No, 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 no. Wait. No, don't go over there. No. Oh, God. No kidding, Rick Allen. I couldn't have said it better myself, honestly.